The episode begins with Rimuru telling the kids that he will soon be returning to his kingdom in a few days. The children look a little sad, asking him to stay longer. Rimuru replies he still has a month left and reminds them that their exams are coming, so it's better they focus on preparations. Kenya and Alice joke that once he's gone, the burden on the teacher will be less. Chloe says there's no need to hide their feelings, and just then, class time begins. A knock at the door signals the arrival of Teacher Tis, whom Rimuru introduces as a great teacher and asks the students to behave well with her. The kids say their bond is already strong. Rimuru leaves, jokingly accused by Alice of going to sleep under the bed, which he denies. Rimuru then reaches Tempest, the Jura Forest Kingdom, feeling peaceful. A flashback shows Season 1 events, a 35-year-old man dying and reincarnating as a slime. Meeting Shizu, fulfilling her wish to save her students, and forming a peace treaty with Demon Lord Carrion's kingdom. Delegations are exchanged with Rigurd's son, Rigor, and Benimaru included. A ceremony is held to send them off, and Rimuru tries several outfits, finally choosing a formal one. He gives a heartfelt speech, cheered by all. Later, guests from other nations arrive, including Albis, Sophia, and Grucius from Demon Lord Carrion's top supporters. Tension builds as Sophia insults Rimuru, leading to fights between Sophia and Shen, and Grucius and Yamza, showcasing fierce battle spirits. The episode ends mid-battle. The episode begins right where the last one ended, with Shanae and Sophia still locked in an intense battle. Sophia keeps taunting, asking Shen to entertain her more, and Shen responds, saying she's about to show her true strength. Shan begins using an ultimate power she has never revealed before, and her growing rage is clearly visible in her eyes. Rimuru, observing the fight, worries that if Shan continues, something disastrous could happen. Rigor tries to stop her, but fails. Suddenly, Albis intervenes and stops both fighters, declaring that enough is enough. Rimuru is surprised by Albis' transformation power. Albis explains that the entire confrontation was a test. Grucius confirms, and Sophia admits she now understands why Lord Carrion formed a treaty with Tempest. Grucius praises Yamza, saying it's the first time a human challenged him so strongly. Meanwhile, Cheyenne's power is still spiraling out of control. Even Albis and Sophia begin to feel threatened. Sophia advises Shen to fire her attack into the sky, but Shen says she can't control it. Rimuru steps in, asks her to launch it at him, and absorbs the entire attack with his gluttonous skill, shocking everyone. Sophia and Albis are stunned and impressed. Later at a party, the delegates from Eurozania enjoy Tempest's food and drinks. Sophia, now in tiger form, praises the delicious drinks. Rimuru introduces Kobe, a humble merchant, and assigns him to help the Eurozania delegation. The next day, the delegation departs, and Rimuru continues preparing for his trip to the Dwarf Kingdom. The episode begins with King Gazelle and Rimuru sitting together, holding a meeting. Gazelle asks about the drop birds and whether they're performing well. Rimuru confirms they are crediting Kijan, Vesta, and others for their contributions, especially in architecture and weapon development. Gazel remarks it was smart to let them join Tempest, as it's helping Rimuru's nation grow. He then asks why Vesta didn't come, to which Rimuru explains that Vesta refused. Believing he shouldn't face the king until he's achieved something significant, Gazelle respects that and assumes Vesta is focused on his research. The conversation turns serious when Gazelle asks what energy destroyed the crab beast. Rimuru reveals it was Demon Lord Milim's power. Shocked, the minister doubts it, calling it a joke, but Rimuru insists it's true. Gazel is impressed. Rimuru formed an alliance with a demon lord. Shona brings special drinks from Tempest, and Gazel is amazed by the aroma and taste. Rimuru explains it's made from apples using a secret technique and reveals a trade treaty with the animal kingdom. The ministers are shocked to learn that even the kingdom of Eurozania formed a deal. Rimuru also mentions potential ties with the kingdom of Element. The scene shifts to Yume in a bar, sensing someone thinking about him. Rimuru later gives a nervous but heartfelt speech about coexistence between humans and monsters, which is well received. Afterward, Rimuru and his companions visit the elf bar, where humorous and embarrassing events unfold, especially for Gobta, ending the episode on a light and funny note. The episode begins with Rimuru announcing that an official treaty has been formed with Drak. He then addresses the children, telling them their exam results are in. Tension rises as everyone grows anxious, thinking they might have failed despite their efforts. Rimuru plays along, saying they didn't pass until he reveals it was just a joke, and they actually did pass. The kids are relieved and excited, and Chloe remarks they can now continue moving forward together. Alice admits she doesn't feel either happy or sad, while Rimuru explains that their journey to the next class begins, and his role as their teacher ends. Chloe gets emotional, but Rimuru reassures them he still has a few days left. Alice reminds Rimuru of his promise to show them the manga if they passed, and he agrees. Rimuru then visits Testa Sensei, expressing confidence in his students, and trusting that they'll be safe under her guidance. Meanwhile, Yum and his team approach Jura Tempest, with Milam surprised by its size. They are welcomed by Shuna and Shen, who tell Milam to feel at home. Later, Milam admires the city's structure and strength, observing its people and the businesses thriving within, like Gobta's potion stall. She internally notes the citizens are strong and could be a threat. At the training ground, Gobta's group is overwhelmed by Hakuru's intense training. When Milam joins, a sparring match proves her immense power. Later, a failed prank to trap Hakuru backfires, leading to a stern lecture. Meanwhile, political tensions rise in other kingdoms, plotting against Tempest, sending spies to evaluate Rimuru's strength. The episode begins with a warning from the narrator that the story is about to get very interesting, urging viewers not to miss upcoming episodes. We see Yum sleeping in Mulan's lab, with Mulan frustrated that he fought his master. When he wakes up, he tells Mulan how comfortable he feels and refuses to get up. Embarrassed, she pushes him off, calling him stupid, knowing her heart still belongs to Clayman. Meanwhile, Jura Tempest is bustling with festival preparations for Rimuru's return. Milone notices Gobta's clan passing by, and one of them seems to recognize her, but brushes it off. She then hears Grucius and Yum training and talking about her, but suddenly, Clayman contacts Mulan through magic. He praises her for the intel and offers to return her heart. Soon, if she completes one last mission, creating a barrier around the nation. Though she suspects it's a trap, she agrees, hoping this might lead to a normal life with Yum. Elsewhere, Benimaru is informed by Zoe that 100 fully armored soldiers from Falmouth are approaching, clearly for war. Just then, Elba sends a magical transmission warning of an upcoming war not between nations, but involving Demon Lord Milam. Meanwhile, 3 otherworlders arrive in Tempest and begin causing trouble, with Karara framing Gobzo, which leads to tensions between monsters and humans. Shona intervenes and confronts Karara, leading to a challenge from Shogo. Simultaneously, Mulan begins casting the barrier. Grucius confronts her, but she reveals her true identity and transforms. Yum confesses his feelings, and as Mulan releases, the barrier, a holy barrier, is also cast, isolating Tempest completely. The episode ends with Shen collapsing mid-fight as her powers begin to fade.